Me, I'm not scared. But uniform or no uniform, Afrikaner or no Afrikaner, white or pink, I deal with you decisively. Tell them to pay reparations first. Then we can consider paying that. If we have no money to pay, they must pay reparations first. Then we can enter into that debate. All right, and so our reparation is nothing less than $5 trillion. That's what you owe us. You're asking money from people you stole from. You steal from people and still go and ask money from. You are the ones who are owing us. You have eaten a lot from our land, from our minerals.
Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's Ndagire here. Thanks for coming. It's a little bit windy in case you don't hear a lot of the words. I'm out, but I wanted to be out in this beautiful scenery. Yeah, today's video, I just wanted to share some of the clips of this person that has always been making the white people uncomfortable. And as a politician, especially as a black man, I think it's very important that we have these kinds of people. Of course, we have like West Africa, we have Mr. Ibrahim Traore, and we have the new Senegalese president. We have other things that have been happening in West Africa. But when it comes to this person specifically, Julius Malema is a very strong man who is bold and not scared to say things that make these people uncomfortable. He doesn't really care if they're uncomfortable or not. He's going to say it as it is. Oh my God, I wish other African leaders were like him. Because if we had these kind of leaders that would be open to say these kind of things like the way he says them, as I'm going to share them, Africa would be respected.
I'm going to be president of this country, whether you like it or not. And I will preside over the affairs of this country, including presiding over you. I think you must start adjusting to that reality. The sooner you do that, the less chest pains you'll have when that reality comes. When you steal a car and you pass over the stolen car to your children, it makes that child a criminal as well, because it's in possession of stolen goods. You are in possession of stolen property. Return it, please. Your parents have left you a very bad name, and don't blame it on us. When I say your name, I mean them as white people. Your parents have left you a bad name. So that is the context I'm using it. So please, if you are going to be a legal representative, you are going to have to reduce yourself from this case as an individual. Remove your emotions and deal with me as a professional. Because if you are going to come to me as a personal person, individually, I will no longer look at you as a professional. I will decisively deal with you as an individual.
You've been accused of different financial offences. You've never been convicted, but some of those charges were never brought to court. But you tell South Africans, despite your own history, you are the guy to run their economy.
That's why. That's a mind of a lazy person who doesn't do his work. You will have to refer back to 15 years. I've grown up over a period of time, built a solid political party. The only thing you can keep on referring to is what you interviewed me about it 12 years ago. Get something new, my brother.
No, I'm very...
Show a skill of a hard-working presenter who does his research. You can't falter me. Since I've made my mistakes on text when I was very young, when I was almost 27 years old, fixed that problem. Today, I'm a 42-year-old married man with children who has taken responsibility and built a solid party to be the third largest party without the support of white monopoly capital and the owners of the South African economy. You keep on referring to old things because you are now beginning to sound like a scratched CD.
One particular aspect of your policy positions,
yes.
Do you think aligning yourself with Vladimir Putin is going to be good for South Africa?
But that's what it is now.
Yeah. You know that the International Criminal Court wants Vladimir Putin to face war crimes charges.
It must start with Tony Blair. It must start with George Bush. It must go to Barack Obama. Then it can go to Putin.
So let's get this straight. You're saying to me that your policy, if you were in power in South Africa, is quite simple. that your enemy's enemy, and it seems you regard the US and its allies as the enemy,
Yes.
your enemy's enemy
Yes.
is your friend. Never mind if he's a suspected war criminal, never mind if the UN and the ICC say they have compelling evidence of Russian war crimes. You don't care. As far as you're concerned, my enemy's enemy is my friend.
You're exaggerating, but another point which you don't want me to go there is that Tony Blair accepted that they were wrong about Saddam Hussein to an extent that he did an apology of a thug, right? You have never called for his arrest.
Those that don't know, Julius Malema is the founder of EFF. It's a political party in South Africa which was founded in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, it is a very shaky party to other parties, which are mostly dominated by other groups of people. And of course, as a black man that is always preaching about black excellence, black unity, opening borders, doing the most for African people, it really gets on the nerves of these other groups of people that really came as invaders but don't want to go back to their countries. And I mean, we should say it as it is. Yes, South Africa is considered to be a rainbow nation, but those rainbow nations that are not from Africa, do they come in good terms? And also, are they in equality with the black people? So having an African man who is not scared, who is not bribed, who is not able to be bold is a threat, a big threat to these people that don't want to leave Africa but still don't want to be equal to Africans. But yeah, let's continue.
You know there are some South Africans, and let us be blunt, many white South Africans,
Yes.
who fear Julius Malema. Some of them have said to me, if Malema gets to power or close to power, I will leave this country. Do you welcome their fear, or do you want to find ways to overcome their fear?
I don't welcome their fear. Stephen, they said that about Mandela, the most celebrated Mandela. You're talking about me. They said if Mandela, a prisoner, becomes the president who will live in this country, and they left. I was in the Vaal River the other day, looking at some of the houses that whites abandoned in 1994 when Mandela became a president. They are not scared of Julius Malema. They are scared of an independent black man who's not controlled by any white person, who's not controlled by London.
Last year, you said this. It was after you'd questioned whether a particular white person, why they hadn't been located and, quote, taken to an isolated space where our supporters could attend to the guy properly. And you went on to say, you must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because killing is part of the revolutionary act.
Absolutely.
This was last year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't say you're a revolutionary and then be scared to kill. But once you go killing people around, you are a terrorist. When you've got the support of the majority of your people to engage in war, and the majority of the people are with you, that is the revolution. It's not terrorism. And therefore, I'm not a terrorist. That's why I'm saying, at least for now, the conditions have not dictated that there should be anyone who should go to the bush and engage in war to kill. But if those conditions necessitate, will without hesitation do that. The same way the generations before us, when conditions necessitated, they were not scared to take up guns and shoot to kill. So I'm not saying anyone must be killed. All I'm saying is, let everybody come to the party. Let's build this one country and give away our privilege for the privilege of all.
Your vision of South Africa's future, will it come through the ballot box, or will it come through what you call a revolution?
It will come through the ballot box. A ballot box that produces a revolutionary party will unleash the revolution. And the revolution, when it is unleashed through democratically elected government, is the changing of the system, where you radically defeat capitalism and introduce a socialist state.
Also, something I've noticed is these white interviewers, when they are interviewing the black people or black politicians or anyone dark-skinned, there is the way they tend to look at those people they are interviewing and really giving an undermining look, if you get what I mean. Also, they never let the black people talk. I've shared a lot of videos where these people, when it goes back to them, like I said, they talk about how other countries are barbaric, how like let's say Julius Malema was asked, you want to be a leader through a revolution by killing people, or you want to pass through a ballot? And then he said a ballot. Then they wanted to shut him down because they wanted him to say the other thing, because that's what they are probably used to, and they always want the person to say the negative word for them to twist it and make them look bad. And I love that Malema is a smart man that doesn't, accept to be put down. Also, like he said, people vote, and then that voting is what brings a revolution. And it makes sense. Just like our forefathers, they passed through situations that probably we have to go through as African people to get our freedom. And I think that makes sense. And these are the last people, especially them people, that should be asking or telling anyone about taking down people's lives, because they are the masters at doing that.
The stance on Africans remains. It goes nowhere. We are for a united Africa, and we can't unite it by dividing it. We want one Africa, one currency, one president, one military, one reserve bank. Someone said to me, if you want us to vote for you in 2024, you must abandon this thing of foreigners. I'm prepared to go. I will never take a platform and denounce Africans. I'll never do it. But to take a platform and please white minority by pointing a finger at my other fellow black brothers, I'm not going to do that. When I see a Nigerian or a Zimbabwean or a Congolese or Ghanaian, I see myself. I'm not prepared to take a platform and say foreigners must go home. I must go and tell these hungry Zimbabweans to live here. And when I tell them to live, I send them to where? To die. I would rather die with them than to allow them to die alone. White people in this country say they are prepared to work with everyone except the EFF, except Julius Malema. I sleep at night. Enemy is not happy with me. I don't want the enemy to be happy with me. We're not scared of anything. We've never stolen anyone's money, and we don't take money from anyone that will control us. And there are people who say I must resign. I will resign. For Africans, I will resign. For black people, I will resign. I have no problem.
I think it's really amazing to have such a leader, especially in the continent, that is able to say, I'm fighting for black people. I'm fighting for all black people. I'm fighting for us as a continent to be seen, to be known, to be respected. That is something that we are lacking. I'm seeing a lot of videos of people now protesting, African people protesting to have a borderless Africa.
Borderless Africa. Borderless Africa.
Borderless Africa. Borderless Africa.
Borderless Africa.
Seeing African people waking up to the reality that we are being limited in our own continent, but giving a free pass to other groups of people. I mean, if you hold a passport from Europe, from America, from Asia, you basically mostly have a red carpet to any African country, which is crazy, because when it comes to us Africans going to the Western countries, it's a hurdle. They take our money, they mistreat us, they don't see us as worth. They always think we are not, we are not worth to be in their countries. I would also say Julius Malema is the only one that I hear most of the times that is so strong to let us know that we need to open our borders, we need to connect, we need to be together as a people, we need to work together as a people, we need to find ways of communicating, ways of, sharing knowledge as African people, because he always references to the Western countries and says the Western countries are very borderless. Like, you can literally get on a flight any hour, any time of the day, and be in any state of any Western country. But when it comes to Africa, the visas are hard, the tickets are expensive, there's a lot of corruption when you want to travel through the African continent. It's really disturbing. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to share some of the clips of Julius Malema, because I think he's a powerful man who is so much on African unity, having our own bank reserve, our own currency, trading amongst ourselves as Africans, which of course are the most important things that need to be fixed for us to grow as a continent. Because when you have all those things in control and figured out together, we are able to take over the world, and it's gonna happen. But yeah, guys, that is it for me in the video. It's getting dark, as you can see. Yeah, it's getting dark, but let me know what you think about this. I could go on and on, but I need to go. But this is the view. It's windy, guys. Do you hear me? Please, if you don't, I'm on the rooftop. Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, I would like to hear opinions. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.